my friends are always sitting around and sharing stories and sharing testimonies, and hope that our wisdom is able to help one of us that may be going through something, or one of us that just needs to be encouraged at the moment. And one of my friends asked, where are your testimonies housed? And I was just like, in my head, like, I haven't really shared them in that way. And I realized that it's by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony that not only are people saved, but they're also refreshed, and they are encouraged to go to the Lord, because they recognize that if he did it for one, he will do it for another. It may not be the exact same thing, but God has the power to do the same miracle working thing that he's done in someone else's life and yours. And so one of the testimonies that I love when I think about the power of just asking, the word says ask and it shall be given to you. And Jesus even told us, like, if you ask my Father in heaven for anything, it will be done for you. Now, we know it will be done according to his will, but his will is good for us. His plan for us is good. And so I remember I was about 23, 24, and I was working as a student advisor at a high school. And it was one of my first jobs after getting my master's degree. And I was making maybe 37, 38. I'm pushing it, saying $40,000. And I was just like, man, I got this master's degree and I thought I was doing something, but I'm only making $40,000. Now, mind you, this was over 10 to 12 years ago. So do the math. 10 to 12 years ago, 40,000 wasn't that bad. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't that bad. But I knew I had did a lot of hard work to get my degree and do all the things. So I remember it was a Sunday and it was coming towards the end of the school year, and I had only been there at the time maybe 6 months. And I said, God, I think I'm gonna move back home, because this isn't really what I desire to do. Like, I put in so much hard work. The position, some of it I like to do, some of it I don't. And I was grateful to have a job, but I also knew that God had more for me. And so I sat down and I was like, this is what I like to do in my job. This is what I really don't like to do. And I really want to make more money. Like, I just think I need to go back home. I got a master's degree now. I'll probably find a great job, whatever. So I go to sleep, and that's a Sunday. And I remember that was the decision I had made in my heart. I'm going to move back home. Well, Monday come around and I'm in my office, and I actually feel good because I have a decision that I've made. In my heart, I'm like, okay, when the last day comes for teachers and staff to be here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of prepare my principal that I won't be coming back. So anyway, it's Monday. She comes in my office and she's like, hey, a new position is coming, and I just been kind of, playing around with everything. I want you to look at the job description and tell me if it's something you're interested in. I was like, okay. I get the job description. Y'all, it is everything that I wrote down that I said I loved about my job, and all the things that I didn't like taken away. Brand new position. They had never had this position before. They had never even, I don't even know if it was ever thought of, but anyway. So I go back to her and I'm like, yeah, I'm interested in this. She was like, okay, we're going to interview you for it tomorrow. Somebody from the district is coming to meet with you tomorrow. It's just going to be a brief chat. I've already told them, like, you're the person for it. And I'm just like, because I'm new at this point. I've only been there 6 months. Anyway, so he comes the next day. We interact great. The guy who is interviewing me, the interaction is great. I just know that this is the Lord. But at the same time, salary had not been mentioned. And so I'm like, okay, well, at least I'll be doing what I want to do and all of this. So the next day, she calls and she's like, hey, you got the position. I'm about to send the offer letter and all the information. I kid you not. It was a $15,000 raise. And I just think about the power of asking God for what you want. A lot of people will be like, just be grateful you have a job. But why be grateful when I serve an abundant God? Like, yes, I can be grateful for what I have, but I also can strive for and desire more and trust the Lord that he'll bring it to me. And so anybody that is in a job right now, because I've done both. I am an entrepreneur right now, but I also have worked many of jobs. And I'm a director at the corporate level. And what I recognize is a lot of times what we willingly suffer through is something that God actually has a door open for us to move through. We just won't ask. And so I've always been that person to say the worst can happen, they can say no. But even then, it's not the worst thing that can happen, because then obviously that's God's plan, and right now the answer may be no. But guess what? There is a yes waiting, and the answer may just be yes. And ever since then, I've always asked for more, because I understand that I serve a God of more. And so when people tell me, even with my vehicles, people have told me like, well, maybe you should get something that's a little more feasible or a little more economically smart. And I do agree, there is wisdom in making choices, but I also know, again, I serve a God of abundantly more. And now I'm on my second Benz. So it's just, don't allow the small thinking of other people or the limited thinking that you've had in the past make you think that God can do abundantly more than anything you've asked. And so I hope you have a great week. Hope there was some encouragement. And this is also just a way to tell you, like, share your testimonies, because it can help somebody. And I plan on doing that a lot more, because I want people to be encouraged to know that what God is doing in one person's life, he can definitely do it in somebody else's. So love y'all. Have a good week.